Mrparka to do a review. This film was sent to me. You probably saw it in my update. It is called Sister Smile, the tragic tale of a singing nun. Now this supposedly, I believe, is supposed to be on a true story. The complex life and death of a singing nun who had a worldwide hit in 1963 with Dominique. This film was pretty bizarre, actually. It starts off, and it's kind of divided into parts, and it kind of jumps around a little bit. There's a lot of time gaps and stuff that you really don't know what she was doing in between those. You can only assume. It starts off, and she's in a covenant of nuns, and basically she starts doing her little guitar and stuff, and early on you can tell she has some problems waking up in sleep and, questioning things, and, that's typical, I believe, in people. But she has a hit, and at first she's not publicly known. She stays in the convent. The money goes to the convent, and then decides out of nowhere that she's going to leave. And this is kind of her downfall starting. She ends up in a little center for helping girls, and she has starts having a kind of relationship with the runner of it, who is a woman, and it's a lesbian love affair type deal. But that doesn't seem to satisfy her, and she gets bored, and she seems to be losing motivation to write, and so she ends up going back to her father and trying to find inspiration, and her dad is kind of a strange intellect, I guess you'd say, and she gets jealous over anything, and she kind of just takes these people in her life and becomes a major part of them, then leaves, which she's kind of very selfish in that way. And she does that to her father, leaves, and goes back to the woman, and the woman's heartbroken, and she keeps going back and forth, kind of leaving the woman and tearing her heartstrings apart, basically. Really selfish and sickly, I think. I didn't actually start feeling sorry for Sister Smile until the last couple parts. At first, I thought she was kind of a selfish, bad person. But, when she gets addicted to the drugs and she starts just, letting her body be used and stuff like that, you start to feel sorry for her. A really powerful scene is towards the end, and it looks like she's smoking heroin or crack or something. And she's locked in this cage and just writing, and there's blood everywhere all over her hands, and there's getting blood on the paper and stuff like that. Pretty sad. Some seems to see that some of these people who had a lot to live for, a lot of talent, sometimes crash and burn harder. I guess they get bored with life easier when they've experienced the best, or get their egos going. She was a little bizarre anyways, and she's never all right. She's kind of strange. It was really pretty well made though, and it was filmed well, and the shots were well, and it was emotional at the end. I really felt for her lover more than her, though. I just felt that she kept getting drugged down, and, she loved her so much, and she couldn't do anything about it. I mean, her selfishness can be explained in one scene. The lady runs a home for girls, helping them and stuff, and a couple of the girls have decided to leave, and, she's going to get in trouble. And a social worker's coming in, or a bureaucrat or something, call him, to talk to her. And right when he walks in, the Sister Smile basically starts making out with her in front of him. That can't be a good sign, especially in the 60s, and especially, with other younger girls around. It looks like she's taking advantage of these girls, so of course she loses her job. It's closed, she loses her dream. And she does that just so she'll focus more time on her, which is really, really kind of depressing. And you can tell she only had the one hit and everything like that. And, it's just kind of a sad tale of somebody who had future potential getting hooked on drugs and having a terrible downfall. The ending is what you would call something very tragic and very emotional and almost surreal in a way. Kind of has an out-of-film experience at 1 second. And there's a couple shorts on this DVD as well that were very impressive. There was Dead People, which I was really impressed by. I felt it really had a nice brush and experience. It's kind of hard to explain experiences with death, and I thought this short film kind of did that well. It's about kind of a strange person who I believe is a former, just a kind of old-time weird drifter guy. He's not really a drifter, but he stays in his town. He's alcoholic, and a filmmaker befriends him and makes a short about him. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like G.G. Allen. The narration floors over the film, and it's black and white and grainy and stuff like that. But not anything the extreme, but understand the guerrilla style filmmaking, I guess you'd call it. But the thing is, he tells a lot of interesting stories about his brushes with death and all the people he was around and how they died and how they were crazy and they basically took their own lives. And then, of course, it comes to his life and his end of his life. It's a pretty cool story. And then we have, of course, Mario Makes a Movie, which is basically about a guy who was making a film about his class. He had this class of mentally handicapped adults that he would take care of or watch and get paid for on a class or something like that. And basically, he had to they wanted to make a film with him, so he made a film. And he focuses more so on one of the people, Mario, who he said actually agitated and annoyed him. But it's called Mario Makes a Movie, and you kind of get some insight on this, and you get to learn a little bit more about Mario and his father, I guess you'd say. And basically you kind of learn about how filmmaking, how something simple like that, focusing on one area, is kind of a weird, strange how people think and how people focus and everything like that. But all around, it's a nice DVD release. It has I like the film they use. It's very grainy looking and real, and you know that kind of filming is kind of harsh. You know, it kind of hits you harder. I kind of like the shorts just a little bit better because, you know, a short is like a big hard punch. Just that, boom, you get hit harder, I think, with a Dead People short, I felt. But the movie was actually pretty well made, and I enjoyed it. It's kind of you know, strange seeing someone who was a nun and having a terrible downfall, kind of into drugs and everything like that, and just bizarre things. But that's Sister Smile from MVD Visual. It's a pretty cool film. You should check it out if it sounds like it's up your alley, kind of the artsy type deal. Story about a tragic singing nun. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. Bye.
Non avrei paura di un doppio petto grigio. Lo sai, no, come sono questi burocrati? Un paio di domande. Basta che tu risponda senza esitare. Cosa vuoi che gliene importi se un paio di orfanelle hanno deciso di andarsene? Non è colpa tua. Non è colpa di nessuno. La vita continua.
Sì, ma come? Così senza scopo? No, no, non posso.
Ma tu hai me e non hai bisogno di altro. Ormai quella porta è chiusa, la targa non c'è più. Le tue bambine sono tornate nei loro istituti e le carte sulla tua scrivania saranno già impolverate. Devi pensare soltanto a noi.
Io non riesco neanche più a pensare.
Allora penserò a tutto io.
Sto per voi. E voi cosa mi darete in cambio? Abbiamo dato